Hello, and welcome to Crystal Tide Tarot. In today's reading, the question that we are asking is, what is your greatest strength? Okay, so welcome in. If it's your first time here, welcome back. If you're a returning subscriber, honey, I'm so excited to have you guys here. Let's get into our pile selection. For pile 1, we have this very cute little white candle casting, spell casting candle. For pile 2, we have this little felt bee. And then for pile 3, we have this mini crystal spoon. I use this for like my herbs and stuff. So pause the video if you need to. If you're having a hard time figuring out which pile is for you, you can always just kind of close your eyes, meditate a little bit, and see which one calls out to you. All right, I'll see you at your reading. All right, hello, pile 1. If you chose this candle, let's go ahead and get into your reading. So the question that we're asking, of course, is what is your greatest strength? So if you chose the candle, intuitively, I'm thinking that you might be someone who really likes to just cleanse things out. Maybe you're someone who doesn't want to hold on to negative baggage or negative things. Like you're always trying to look for ways to really banish negative feelings, negative thoughts, negative people, things of that nature. You also may potentially be a fire sign, since the candles I'm thinking of like fire, but you're definitely someone who just likes to have a clear head about things. And whenever you do kind of tend to be a little bit puzzled or disorganized, you really put in the effort to make sure that you have a clear head before making any decisions. That's just intuitively what I'm getting from the item that you picked. So of course, before we get into our messages, just let you know that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. All right. All right, Spirit, please provide me with messages for pile 1. What is their greatest strength? What are their greatest strengths? Okay, so we have 2 that are coming out for you. So, ooh, very similar colors here. We have cherry, live an extraordinary life, and we also have auburn, ground yourself. Yes, I think that, again, more of this outgoing spontaneity with the live an extraordinary life. I think you're someone who likes to live their life to the fullest, but with the ground yourself, you're definitely someone who wants to be level-headed. You're someone who wants to really understand things and be practical. It's like you know how to be spontaneous, but you also have a good balance of being practical. It's like you're enjoying best of both worlds. But the cherry here, you also might have some very fun hobbies, like exciting hobbies. I'm thinking like adrenaline. I'm thinking like like adrenaline junkie, or someone who really likes to do things that would seem tempting to other people. Interesting. All right. So for pile 1, Spirit, please provide us with messages for pile 1. What is pile 1's strength? What are their strengths? I feel like for a lot of you guys, you probably also help ground other people. Because I feel like when I'm looking at the auburn, ground yourself, I feel like I see it as like you're telling someone like, hey, ground yourself. It's not just you grounding yourself, it's also you helping others. What is pile 1's greatest strength? Okay. Wow, so we have 2. Interesting. Okay, so with the Pallas Athena, I hope I'm saying that right, Payas. I always think of it like Spanish, like Payas with a double L. But with Pallas Athena and Aries, you use a lot of brain power. So I'm right to say that your crown chakra specifically is probably very strong, because Pallas Athena is about someone, having that intellect, having that intelligence, the strategy, someone who's very sharp and can really think level-headed, very clearly. Like they're someone who has a lot of clarity, but makes cares about the final results of something. So you may be someone who really tries to gather as much information as possible before you set a plan or you set some kind of strategy out. And with Aries, you act on it. So it's funny because we have think and act. So kind of like I was saying earlier, you really think about things before you do it, and you make sure you're in the right mental space. And it's interesting because Aries also, you know, rules the head. They rule the face and how you present yourself, and they rule the brain. So again, more of your intellect. You're very smart. You may be someone who's very quick-witted. You may be verbally very sharp. People may call you like a pistol or like quick as a whip, like things like that is just kind of what I'm hearing. Again, more fire sign because we're having like these reddish colors, and then Aries is definitely big fire sign here. So that's kind of cool. Let's see what else we got. For pile 1, what are their greatest strengths? What is pile 1's greatest strengths here? Aries' motto is I am, and Aries are known for being leaders. So a lot of you guys could probably take the position or the opportunity to lead things, to lead people. You're someone who takes initiative. For pile 1, what are pile 1's strengths? What are pile 1's strengths? What are pile 1's strengths? Pile 1. The healer of the ages. Interesting. Okay. So kind of with that, ground yourself. You're someone who likes to help other people. For pile 1, what are their strengths? What are pile 1's strengths? Definitely someone who likes to help others. Someone who likes to listen to others. An angel of love. Wow. Back of the deck, we do have the garden and the gate in reverse. So yes, having that hesitation to act, you're really trying to understand what the risks are. You're not a person who like takes a lot of risks. And if you are, then you are very lucky, because it's funny because I got that adrenaline junkie energy, but I feel like you have like a good balance of it where you like, if you do take risks, like you know what you're doing, if that makes sense, like you know the consequences of them, but for the most part, you're pretty well balanced. You also may do something where you help others, you help heal others, you might help others to love themselves, to ground themselves. You could just do something where you help others really kind of to figure out you know, what they need to do in order to heal themselves. Specifically with maybe even for some of you guys like mothers or like couples with the angel of love here. But I think a lot of you in pile 1 are people who are admired, people who are loved because you love. For pile 1, what are their strengths? Cosmic child. Yeah, that's very similar to the healer of the ages. Yeah, someone who just spiritually, and it just reminds me about being like enlightened and someone who can see things beyond with that crown chakra, with this white candle. It's like someone who really has like a psychic intuition to understand things before they happen. We also have crossroads. Interesting. I feel like there's two parts of you, pile 1, that like one part of you is very like extroverted and spontaneous, and then another part of you is very grounded and like spiritual and like esoteric. But it's a good balance here. You have some really strong traits. That's why they're coming out so loudly. But there's definitely something that you have when it comes to your perspective, like how you see the world. Like when you explain things to people, people will say like, "Oh, I never saw it like that," or "Oh, now I understand." It's like you help people see. I'm also getting Sagittarius with this as well, because this is like the eye of a horse, but it's also like, which is a centaur, but I'm also thinking of like the motto, Sagittarius's motto, which is I see. And Sagittarius tend to be very independent and like spontaneous. But we also have the galaxy within their sight. So we have with that cosmic child there, it's kind of like you just see the way things connect. You understand how they work. Pile 1, what are their greatest strengths? Yeah, with that Palisadena, I feel like you're definitely someone that I wouldn't want to go up against. Like you're very smart with your words, and Aries also says, you know, God of War with Mars, like you're willing to fight for it. You're willing to stand up for things. You know, you're probably someone who's very well educated, or someone who reads, or just kind of really understands things. Their strengths, pile 1's strengths. A blessing of an Anam Kara. We're going to read a little bit about this. Oh my gosh, again with this duel, we have these two women that are looking at each other. It just reminds me of this crossroads. I feel like there's just parts of you that are so opposite, but you have both of them like really kind of just affecting your personality. So you might have very strong placements. I'm also thinking like Gemini placements as well, like where you tend to kind of change around to these personalities or these traits. All right, so we have number 37. It's going to take a little bit. So this is a newer deck. The fairy gift a soul friend who is boon to your life. So this blessing is essential to all of us for you to be without an Anamkara, as the fairy goddess Bridget once said, to be a body without a head. That's funny. The Anamkara is the blessing of a soul friend, a person who is loving and compassionately honest with us, to whom we can share the least ourselves and be accepted and heard. So people like to get guidance from you. People understand that you listen, the way you see things and the strong intuition you have. Right, sorry, pile two. For some reason, it did not let me, it like stopped me mid recording. But basically I was saying that you have a lot of people who feel like they can kind of see you as like an equal or like a mirror, someone that they can talk to, someone that they can trust. And I feel like you do that for people. You make people feel secure, you make people feel grounded, especially with this healer of the ages, the angel of love. You know, it is someone who is just well-rounded, well-balanced in different areas of life. Like I feel like you've experienced a lot in life, like you've read a lot of things in life. I did pull out this card before I stopped recording me. This is Atiete, this is worthiness. And so I think like going back to that leadership, I think you may be in a position of leadership or where people trust you to help them with things. Maybe they see you as like a guide, as like someone they go to whenever they're like struggling. And she's kind of serving up coffee too. So I feel like you're also very hospitable and people love that about you. I'm getting like the feminine hospitality, you know, but in like a powerful kind of way. Right. So now we are going to get into the tarot just to kind of see. Let's close out the reading. For our beautiful pile ones, what are their strengths? What are their strengths here? What are pile one's strengths? Those who chose the white candle. And I was saying it earlier before I could stop getting recorded, but with the white, the healer of the ages and this goddess here, you know, both wearing white, I'm just thinking of like with your white candle, really someone who has just a light. You have a special light and energy in people that you meet. And I feel like you might have been told that. You probably were told like you're a light. So we do have the King of Cups, someone who is very, very emotionally mature, someone who has a lot of emotional depth and wisdom. What are pile one's strengths? What are pile one's strengths? Oh, and we have the Knight of Cups too. Interesting. I was getting a lot of fire sign in the beginning. We do have 3 of Wands on the back of the deck. You really go that extra mile. You really go that extra mile to help people and understand things. You're well-traveled. If you're not like physically well-traveled, you're someone who just can extend your, like with the 3 of Wands, I'm thinking of like someone who really extends themselves to see different perspectives, to see things from another position. And look, Aries, again, there's something about how you see things and how you take action and how your mind works. With the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups, this is very strong water energy. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, but I'm thinking of like emotional depth and what you do with this. So you are a king. You come across in this very action-oriented energy when it comes to emotional conquests, but the way you move forward with that is with this Knight of Cups. This is someone who is sweet, and you kind of have like a charming sense about you. Like you don't kind of like bombard people with your personality and who you are. I think a lot of the time people see you as rather charming and like a visitor that they want to see, someone that they want to talk to. Yeah, pal, and that's what I'm getting for you guys. If you are considered in a personal private tarot reading, I do also offer personal and private tarot readings on my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box below. Please consider subscribing if you'd like to see more, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye now. Hello, my beautiful pile twos. If you chose this little bumblebee, this is going to be your reading. So, your greatest strengths. Well, I can already tell that you are definitely someone who's very much a hard worker. Bees are known for being hard workers, people who stay busy, but I'm also getting like a lot of optimism with the little bee. You could also be an air sign. So someone who's really more on the intellectual side. Someone who's more in their thoughts. Okay, all right. Or you could have moon placements with the air signs, like Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. You could also be very sociable. That's also what I'm getting as well. Like maybe you're someone who just kind of makes friends easily. Very, very charming. So for our pile twos, what are pile twos' greatest strengths, Spirit? What are pile twos' greatest strengths? Ooh, so we have Ruby showing itself. Rejuvenate your body. This is just a gorgeous, gorgeous card. Beautiful red ruby right there. So the root chakra, your security, your safety. You're someone who feels safe. You like to feel safe. Safety is a priority for you. Wow, and we have Rose. We do have Tangerine showing itself, so there's that spontaneity, that fun that I was getting earlier, and I feel like smiling while doing this reading actually, so I feel like a lot of you guys are very outgoing, or just there's a sense of like quirkiness or just cuteness about you. We do have Rose, attract a relationship. So you may be someone who your body is of importance to you with the rejuvenate your body. You're someone who likes to put a lot of energy into your body, whether it be working out or eating the right things, that could just be a journey that you're on right now. So maybe replenishing yourself, vitamins, enzymes, things of that nature. And I feel like you are attracting this to you. Because it's funny because bees, are attracted to flowers, pollinate them. And we do have this beautiful rose here. So I feel like you are attracting something right now. And people are really, this is definitely one of your greatest strengths right now. Like you're in this power, you're in this place where you just kind of feel like, I feel like you're beautiful, pal, too. I feel like you're a very beautiful person. So you may be like exploring your feminine side, masculine side, your sensual side right now. Whatever it is, you want to show off and you want to be like, yeah, like this is me. Like this is who I am. Like you're the star of the show is kind of what I'm hearing. Ooh, okay, pal, too. All right. Drop some of my cards. Sorry. A little bit of excitement there from your pile too. All right, let's get into our Astro card. So Spirit, continue to tell us about beautiful, beautiful pile 2. What are pile 2's greatest strengths? What are pile 2's greatest strengths? Strengths. All right, we have 8th house mysteries. This is Scorpio energy. We also have retrograde with the message of review. Okay, so as I was mentioning earlier, there's something definitely going on here with the journey that you're on right now. So having Scorpio here with the retrograde, there's something that's definitely taking a new direction in your life. So it could be with Scorpio, with the 8th house of mystery. It can be anything in that placement. So meaning, like again, your sensuality, right? Your sex life, you as your sex in general, transitioning maybe potentially, or your sexuality. 8th house is also ruling under like debt and money and power. And a lot of it can also be placed in like trauma, things that need to be reborn, things that need to be killed off and healed. So something is definitely in review. And a retrograde, I know it usually gets a bad rap, but really it's just kind of reviewing things, recycling things to see what needs to be taken care of. So there's something here about pulling roots out. That's kind of what I'm getting, this image of like pulling dead roots out, like dead weeds, you know. Oh my gosh, like Alice in Wonderland, to put it bluntly, a weed. I think one of the irises actually say that in the garden. I love Alice in Wonderland. But you're a rose, you know, you are this beautiful, strong, attractive, you know, being, and there's definitely some work that you've been undergoing, and that's definitely one of your strengths. Not a lot of people can do that. People are very, very avoidant actually to do that in their lifetime. So for you to really kind of dive into that, you know, you're turning yourself into, you're the caterpillar like turning itself into a butterfly. Yes. And then I'm also thinking with Alice in Wonderland, it's so funny because doesn't she go to the garden first and then she ends up going to the caterpillar and is kind of very confused. And the symbolism with that, again, because I'm a huge Alice in Wonderland nerd, the symbolism with that is really just about like smoke and mirrors. You know, like he's trying to confuse her. He's trying to make her go another direction. And she's just totally, you know, thrown off. But, you know, after the confusion, after the smoke clears, he ends up turning into a butterfly. And I feel like that's what's happening for you right now, Pile 2. What are Pile 2's strengths, Spirit? What are Pile 2's strengths? What are Pile 2's strengths? So we do have yin yang in reverse. Wow. As I was mentioning, something with your masculine and feminine energies, there could be some kind of transitioning or kind of you figuring out who you are. What are Pile 2's strengths, Spirit? Thank you. The door to value. And the thing is with value, it can't always be about cash money, but sometimes I see like door to self-value too. So interestingly enough, there's this yin yang and reverse energy is really kind of, and it's not bad that it's in reverse because this is yin upright, but we have the yang with the sun. We have the sun and the moon. So it's very much the masculine energy. This is, you know, you kind of being like active and more of an outgoing energy. This is you taking more of a logical approach. And the cycle is often marked by creativity and new beginnings. So something with significant outer change. So like I said, there's something with how you feel outside of yourself, like you really trying to feel beautiful. And just looking at this person here, you know, I feel like there's a lot of wonderment of like, who am I? It's like this person has all these stares. They're confused about who they are. And with this RX here, that reminds me of like the medication symbol, like medicine. So there may be something that you may be going through like with your health as well. And with the skull, it's kind of like, you know, what is it? Shakespeare. It's like who, like really trying to analyze like who you are on an outer sense. You're taking action to figure out who you are. And I feel like this is bringing you more value. This is such a good message. The fact that you have the strength to do this, you know what I mean? Like this is why it's coming out as a strength, because this is playing such a huge role in who you are. Let's get into this deck actually. I'm hearing that one song by Tove Lo, who's a Scorpio, by the way. So you may have a lot of like sexual magnetism or just magnetism with the Scorpio energy. But the song that's like, elevator rise, elevate, like really kind of drawing people in. Oh my gosh, look what just flipped over. We have decay here again with the skull, the message of things dying off to be reborn. This reminds me of like the death card. And it's in spring with the butterfly right on top. There's like some kind of new beginning here that you're going through. You know how to kill things off and restart. That's definitely one of your strengths. And look, we have Echo here with the moon and more butterflies. But look, another moon here. It's really like you have this balanced introspection to figure out what needs to be done, what needs to be kind of, like I said, like killed off or like cast out. But then there's a part of you, like with this moon energy, that has a lot of emotional depth and understands the lessons and understands, like you're very deep is kind of what I'm hearing. Like you have a lot of emotional depth. Okay, so I'm also noticing on the back of the deck, you guys have this little cicada that says ephemeral. So I kind of had to look up the definition because that's not really something that I use in my vocabulary ever. But interestingly enough, it talks about things that are like fleeting, things that are temporary. And I was talking about it with my husband, and it sounds like cicadas, like they shed their skin, so they leave like shells. So that's going back to that transition, you know, with this Scorpio here, and this decay. You know, you're taking action on shedding, you know, what you don't need. So this is a temporary transition, as is the retrograde, okay? You're opening this door to value. You're opening something to who you are. And this may take place within the next month with that full moon. So those are your greatest strengths. You know how to reinvent yourself, Pile 2. What are Pile 2's greatest strengths? Blessing of being understood. Wow. This little fairy with this dragon, with this like staff that has a little crystal ball on the end with a butterfly. Do you guys see the butterfly in there? Very cute. A blessing of being understood. What's funny is, even though these two characters are quite different, I feel like they're the same person. I feel like you have many forms that you take. You have many shapes that I feel like this both represents this person. Like you can be small and cute in this very dainty fairy, but you can also be this very powerful magical dragon, you know, like that has just the magic and the abilities to cast whatever you need. All right, so we're going to read a little bit about this fairy. So it says the fairies have great and deep understanding, right, with this echo card. That is to say, they have an ability to recognize who they are, as they can feel and read our energy in ways we can only begin to work with ourselves. The fairies now bring to you this gift of knowledge and recognition, both of yourself and of others. With this gift comes the ability for others to connect with you in true love, for when there is understanding, there can be affection and comfort and a sense of ease in who you are. You belong in the presence of other when understanding comes. Of another when understanding comes. So you may be blessed to be truly seen by others. It's kind of giving me like this Aquarius energy of like energetic wavelengths. Like you can understand people for who they are and vice versa. Like for those who kind of like meet the requirements. Like basically like you have to be this tall to ride. Like some people may pass and get it and some people can't, but it's like you may not make a lot of connections, but when you do, like people get to really see you for who you are. And I feel like you have a lot of intuition, especially with all these Scorpio energy coming through this like heavy water sign. So check your placements to see where Scorpio's at for you. Let's get into our last oracle cards, and then we'll get into our tarot. So for Pile 2 Spirit, what is Pile 2's greatest strengths? What's their strengths for Pile 2? Celestial alignment. That is just gorgeous. Look at all this beautiful rainbow color here with this plant. And look, she has like this, are those called weather vanes? Those things that spin to let them know which way the wind is blowing? Like this destiny, this direction, this new direction. And this just reminds me of the retrograde, like taking new direction, but you're coming out. I'm coming now. Like you're very much coming out with who you are. And you have this little goat friend to help you. So cute. Celestial alignment. Whatever it is, it's your destiny right now to be seen. Like you're someone who, like I said, really kind of stands in your own little spotlight. You have this ruby red rose, you know, sensual aura about you that really just kind of draws people in. You know, you know how to listen, but you also know how to make sure that you're well understood. Like you're not someone who's misunderstood. Like people know who you are. Like you're authentic. Okay, so specifically with this, I don't want to butcher it, but I'm going to try it. Inosazana. Ignosazana. It's spelled I-N-K. Ignosazana is the healer of healers, the teacher of teachers whose love for humanity makes the corn grow. She dwells in foamy waters, but is known as the heavenly princess. As above, so below is the celestial alignment. Your natural path is to be in alignment with your own divinity. No one can take from you what they didn't give you. Yes, like standing in your own power. Healer of healers. So you may also do something with healing others or helping people understand themselves. All right, pile 2. So I'm going to get into the tarot. We'll go ahead and close out your reading. And of course, if you are interested in personal and private tarot readings, I do offer personal and private tarot readings on my Etsy shop. Okay. For pile 2. What are pile 2's strengths? 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 Wow, so we have judgment here. There's just so many messages here of being reborn. You know, there's something about, like, it's crazy because judgment is about bringing things back from the dead and bringing about parts of you that were dead that are now being reborn, that are being reinvented. Okay, this hand from God is literally coming down, you know, into the cemetery here and bringing people up to heaven. So there's something that you bring out to light that people love, that there's something, and it's not easy. It's probably very, you know, you have like a very difficult destiny sometimes because I feel like you're supposed to bring things out of the dark, and that's one of your best strengths. So whatever you do, pile 2, I commend you because this is a lot of emotional strength. That's definitely the energy I'm getting. Yeah, 10 of Wands. You know how to carry burdens. You know how to carry the weight. You know how to, and look, you see how they're in a mirror? There's inner work here that also needs to be applied. We have Saturn and Sagittarius. This is, you know, Saturn is the disciplinary. This is someone who talks about challenges and they're things that push you to what you need to do. And with Sagittarius, of course, is a very action oriented, like fire sign. So it's like you take the initiative of things that need to be done. The stamina, you have the stamina to really kind of uphold and carry a lot of heavy things, whether that be like physical or, you know, spiritual, emotional. The 4 of Pentacles in the back. I think that there's, you're really good at not distributing it to others or making, you kind of take things on alone on yourself. Oh, pile 2. Wow. It's just like, it's just so beautiful. Like everything that it's saying about you. I would love to know who you are, pile 2. If you enjoyed this reading, please comment down below if it resonated. I do offer personal private tarot readings on my Etsy shop. Consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos like this, and talk to you soon. Bye now. Hello, my beautiful pile 3s, and welcome to your reading. So if you chose this cute little crystal spoon, this is going to be your message. All right. So with intuitively reading what item you chose, I do think that you are someone who tries to find solutions. You're very creative. You're someone who likes to add things into the equation to see if they'll blend well. So I'm getting like the energy of like the Temperance card is what I'm seeing, that Sagittarius energy. Someone who's optimistic enough to try things, open-minded enough to risk and try things to see if they work out. Like you're someone to give suggestions like, oh, well, let's go do this. Let's see, you know, let's see if this will work. You know, you're kind of really willing to take a risk to see if it, you know, ends up for the better. I also feel like there is a certain transparency to you or class that you may have that others really enjoy. So Spirit, for my beautiful, beautiful pile 3s, what are their greatest strengths? What are pile 3's strengths? What are pile 3's strengths, Spirit? Wow, cute. We have apricot, rejoice and laugh. Oh my gosh. That is super cute. Yes, very much some like optimistic energy. Cute. For pile 3, what are their greatest strengths? What are pile 3's greatest strengths? Jade. Take action. Very, very beautiful energy here. So, pile 2. I'm getting a very, again, outgoing, optimistic energy of someone who really can enjoy things, enjoy life, be able to be more on the relaxed side, be able to be more optimistic, but it's also someone who has a serious side to take action with the Jade here, the Jade and take action. I feel like you're very well-rounded, but I'm just getting a huge wave of like optimism here with the sun shining through the trees. Like you like to shed light and bring light onto situations that may seem difficult, or maybe like looking on the bright side of things, you know, really kind of helping people see like the grass is greener on the other side, you know? I know those like kind of sound like cliches, but it's a very lighthearted energy that I'm getting. Pile 3. What are pile 3's strengths here? What are pile 3's strengths? I also think you have a beautiful laugh. People love your laugh. You may also have like a really good sense of humor. Ooh, look, partnership. Could have very like close friends. Like you know how to make close friends, keep close friends, like a close circle. What are pile 3's strengths? What are pile 3's strengths? What are pile 3's strengths? Message around pile 3's strengths. Ooh, Venus. Love it. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Definitely very charming. You can also be very beautiful with this feminine energy with the flower and the Venus here. So Taurus, Libra energy. You may also be a bit of a flirt, but I feel like you're someone who likes to have fun. You can be a little bit of a chatterbox. You like things that are beautiful. You kind of like, again, with that, the blending of two different elements. You like combining like different colors. Like you're a very colorful person is kind of what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. You know, Venus energy is feminine energy. So you may be someone who, you know, really channels into your femininity. So, you know, wearing flowy things, really kind of trying to heighten the senses with different feminine flowers and scents, scented candles, things like that. We also have the pomegranate here, which means it's someone who's very grounded in fertility, someone who is a mother. So you could be very very strong, very like very fun and beautiful, loving mother, like a good mother, you know, like a solid mother. The Juno with the partnership here is also saying that, you know, you like things balanced. Again, that blending of the different elements. Like you're someone who's willing to compromise. I think that's a huge strength for you guys, pile 3. Someone definitely wants to compromise. Look, we have the garden and the gate. You know, upright, it's a message of someone who's not willing to take risks to see what's on the grass is greener on the other side, kind of like I was saying, which is so funny. But you do take these risks to say, let's see what happens. I feel like you do that a lot. Like you'll be like, your intuition just kind of leads you and you're like, let's see. Let's try it out. I feel like you're open-minded to do it, because if there are consequences to something, if something doesn't go your way, pile 3, you have a very relaxed state of mind to not overreact or to be like, it's over, like this is the worst thing that's ever happened. Like you just kind of go with the flow. You're very chill. For pile 3, what are pile 3's strengths? What are pile 3's strengths? What are pile 3's strengths? Woman holding a coin. We also did have first chakra coming out here, Archangel Michael, and look. We had a lot of energies going on right now. So we did have the first chakra coming out. So again, someone who always, I feel like in a lot of things that you do, you're very protected, and I feel like you always feel safe, but you're also not afraid to take action. You can kind of sit back and let things play out, but you're also one to take action here. like with that action card. So yeah, like you like to take these risks, but you are very, I feel like you're very just lighthearted and optimistic and practical. With the woman holding a coin, this is always the Queen of Pentacles to me in tarot. And, you know, she's also a parent. She's a very loving, nurturing parent. And she's warm, she's kind, she'll be willing to make you a good meal, make sure that you're comfortable, but more importantly, make sure that you're safe. And that's also with that first chakra, or that root chakra there. All of it is just very interesting to me. You're guided to make connections and fun and lighthearted, but you're also, you know, someone who knows how to keep people safe and within the boundaries to feel taken care of, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like you're like you'll take care of someone, but you'll only take risks that you know you can afford to take. And that's just the message that I'm getting. You'll only take risks that you can afford to take. Pile 3. So let's get into this deck here. So Spirit, please provide me with messages for pile 3. What are pile 3's strengths? Let's see. What are pile 3's strengths? 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 Oh, we have this one coming out. Shelter. Yes, you keep people safe. You keep people safe. This is so cute. It's like in this little tree. There's a little squirrel here. So you may have a little one, pile 3. You may have a child. The child very much depends on you to keep them safe. You're creating like a strong bond with this child, a strong partnership. Oh my God, and look, nest. Oh, the responsibility. So, you know, and I feel like you know this already, pile 3, but I feel like you know that a lot of your destiny has to do with being someone who watches over others. So if you're not an actual parent, you may work with children, or you may work with helping people feel safe and lighthearted, like a playful, fun energy. With this Juno, with these parrots and this Venus, it's like very nurturing energy, very loving energy. But both this nest here and this shelter have the similar message of keeping things protected. Okay, these very delicate eggs, you know, are being kept safe in this nest while this bird watches. Same thing the way she's holding on to this coin. It doesn't look like she's necessarily holding on to it to show it off. You know, she's got all her hands on the whole coin, like she's really protecting it. Please let me know down below if this resonates for you, if the message is accurate. If you are a parent or you work with children, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to know, because people definitely feel safe around you. They feel like they can rely on you. You're someone who has an energy to be reliable. For pile 3, what are their greatest strengths? For pile 3, what are their greatest strengths? A blessing of the liminal space. That's beautiful. You guys can see. She's on this beautiful moon. All these little swirlies. All right. So let's read a little bit about this card. So the blessing of liminal space reads, a fairy gift of gateways, sacred sites, and enchanted times. You have reached a great moment, the point where you can receive the blessing of liminal space and time. The gateway, the moment, the choice is here. Let the liminal, the in-between, more and more apparent to you. May the blessings of the sunrises with their dawn colors and sweet beginnings be yours. And may the sunsets with their richness and splendor of their message of coming rest be yours too. May the in-between spaces, the places where the fairies can reach you so easily and where you can discover your own inner magic, be yours. I feel like there's the gift of like the strength, the gift and the strength of like time, like having patience. You're someone who has a bunch of patience. And if you are a parent or you work with children, that's definitely something that you have. That's also why you probably feel so safe to a lot of people, is because there's like a kindness to you. a lower vibration, but not in a negative way. There's like a very calm vibration where you're not very heightened. You can kind of take on a lot of things, and you don't react. Like things can come to you, but rejoice in laughter. You know, this is also a very childish energy as well, like in a good way. So I feel like there's probably a part of you, of your spirit, that just likes to laugh, that just likes to have fun and be relaxed. You know, like you're not very serious. All right, so let's get into the tarot and close out the reading. And of course, if you like a personal private tarot reading, I do tarot in my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box below. For pile 3, Spirit. For pile 3. What are pile 3's greatest strengths? What are pile 3's greatest strengths? What are pile 3's greatest strengths? What are pile 3's? King of Pentacles. Wow. More parent energy. So you have both feminine and masculine approaches. You have both the King and Queen of Pentacles here. So keeping things grounded, keeping things paid, keeping things in control. Like you have your own empire to look after. Ooh, we also have the King of Wands here with the Chariot on the back of the deck. So someone who's steadfast. Again, you kind of flow into what needs to happen, but there's a side of you, pile 3, that's very creative, very explorative, and a little fiery. I feel like this is more of like your the secret side that you don't show a lot of people. But either way, since we do have 2 masculine energies here, you're definitely someone to take action. You're in this space or this area to take responsibility, to do something about it. Like you take the initiative, like you're you start it, like you're a fire starter, like you're someone who just goes after it. A trendsetter. It's so funny. We have a lot of people here in your reading. We have a woman, a holding coin, King of Wands, and King of Pentacles. But then all these little critters to look after. So, and with the partnership here, you may have a partnership, you may be married, or you may work with other people to take care of things. Like you may, and this is also a strength of yours, is community, making these partnership or making these connections to be responsible for others' well-being, for others' safety. There's a lot of leadership I'm getting here. All right, pile 3, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please let me know down below if it resonated. If it didn't, let me know. Maybe choose another pile. And I hope to see you guys soon, and have a great weekend. Bye now.